Okay. Jay, can you tell us a little bit about the testing approach that PCTel used as you looked at the performance of the cellular network and how well it would support this RFID baggage tracking project?
Sure. Well, we looked at every one of the airport locations. There were over 300 globally. We would go ahead and use user equipment attached to a tablet and so on with a backpack, and then that would go ahead and allow us to capture all the 3G and 4G technologies that were happening there at that airport, down on the tarmac, underneath the airport, as mentioned earlier. And then we would take that data, and after looking at it and doing some analysis, we'd be able to provide the airline with not just who was the best serving signal level, but what sort of interference perhaps was delaying that data transfer or causing it not to happen or fail. And we were looking at it on both 3G and 4G technologies. So having that data transfer and the analysis of both signal level and I would say quality level would allow us to then backtrack and say, okay, here's your two best service providers for airport X. And this one, although it has really good signal strength, perhaps doesn't have the best quality. So they, in fact, then could take that data to one of those carriers and say, listen, if you're able to improve the quality of your signal, not just the signal strength, then in fact you might become the choice for this particular RFID project for this airport.
And I think you also mentioned at one point that this was a lot of short bursty uplink traffic that this was going to have to support. Can you talk a little bit about uplink versus downlink and what was important to look for there?
Sure. So again, it's I would say small data bursts. It's not like downloading a 10 meg movie to your tablet or something. So they're scanning it out on the tarmac or underneath the airport, and it would go ahead and make that data transfer. We were able to then measure against FTP servers what the throughput speeds were, what the upload speeds were. And then again, those all correlate to how good the signal, how strong the signal quality is, signal strength is rather, and then also matched up with the signal quality. So, every network on the planet, those are obviously some of the two key metrics. But signal quality sometimes in my opinion, will override the signal strength. If the quality simply isn't there, it's not going to process.